Time management is a really valuable skill that I just don't have. The video that you're about to watch has been sitting half-edited on my old computer for a while. At the time that I was working on it, I felt like I just wasn't there to really make it as good as I could have. So I decided to put it on hold for a while, and that was a year ago. Now, why would a video about monkey erasers take this long to produce? That's just the creative process. I don't know what's going on up here. Well, I hope it was worth the wait. Enjoy the video, I guess. Throughout most of elementary school, I was never particularly popular, believe it or not. I would rank myself like lower mid-tier. I didn't draw a whole lot of attention to myself, I had a good handful of friends, and most people were generally aware of my existence. But something would happen when I entered 5th grade. Something that would completely change my status in the elementary student hierarchy. This is the story of how Foohy mini monkey Headz erasers changed my life. Yeah, this is gonna be a dumb one. So, it's the summer of 2008, and school's getting ready to start back up again. There are 4 elementary schools in my town, and you had to go to whichever one you lived closest to. But the school that I had been attending for the past 3 years was so bad that they gave me the choice to go to a different one. So I would be starting 5th grade in a brand new school. My dad took me to Staples so we could go get school supplies while I tried to take my mind off the terrifying reality that I would be going to a new place full of new people. As an adult, I weirdly miss this. I don't have an excuse to go out getting glue sticks, binders, scissors, an awesome new lunchbox. But who cares? Who needs an excuse? I went out and did all this anyway just because I felt like it. Am I ever going to use any of this stuff? Absolutely not, but it was an experience. Okay, anyway, so there we are in the store, and that's when I see them. Foohy monkey erasers. They were like regular erasers, but they were monkeys, so they were far cooler. I remember that commercial. The monkey says, "Unleash your Foohy!" And it's really funny, and I laugh. I don't remember how I did it, but somehow I convinced my dad that I really needed these monkeys. This was the first time and the last time that I ever saw these things in stores. A once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for monkey erasers. Well, okay, I did buy these on eBay like a couple weeks ago, but, you know, different experience. That's cheating. That's not the same. Okay, so I started my new school. Things are going surprisingly well. My teacher and my class are all super nice and friendly. I'm feeling pretty good about this new year. But more importantly, back to the monkeys. They came in 5 colors with 2 of each, 10 total monkeys. They aren't the most useful erasers. The top part's a little awkward to erase with, but they are pretty big, so they last quite a while. The box claims they're stackable as well, and yeah, I guess that's true if you don't want to actually erase with them. Now, I got these because I needed erasers for school anyway, and these were the funniest ones I could find, but they ended up being far more valuable than I could have ever imagined. I would learn before long that this school was run by 3 warring factions, each with their own rare artifacts. Kids who owned said artifacts were the most powerful. Trades were going on all around the school, and the bigger their collections, the greater their influence. First, there were the kids with tech decks. They would try to do cool tricks, usually mess up and just fling them across the room, but owning them was enough to certify your social status. Cool tricks were optional. There were also kids with silly bands, rubber bands in the shapes of other stuff. Now, these were the most common of the 3, so a larger collection with more rare pieces was really needed in order to get noticed. And finally, kids with cool erasers. Most of them had the ones that would break apart into smaller erasers, but nobody else had Foohy brand mini monkey Headz erasers, and I unknowingly owned the whole monopoly on these things. With my Foohy mini monkey Headz in hand, I skyrocketed to the top of the school's social circle. I was amongst the lords with the rarest of silly bands. Like I said, these erasers would last for a really long time. I think I only ever used 2 of these as actual erasers. But what would be worth trading the school supply equivalent of gold for? On a rare occasion, I would maybe trade one, but I wasn't just gonna trade these off left and right. I had to keep the demand up, as well as maintaining my hold on the school by possessing the majority of the monkey Headz. So my 5th grade class had a program where we would earn fake money from certain things. You know, scoring high on tests, turning in homework on time, answering questions correctly, or being the favorite student of your very biased teacher. Every couple of months, we would have a market in our classroom. Everyone could bring in stuff that they wanted to sell in exchange for a hard-earned fake money. And every now and then, I might offer up one of the monkeys for a high price, or auction one off to the highest bidder. I would relinquish a fraction of my power, and in exchange, became the wealthiest individual in the school, in terms of board game money. And I purchased multiple Bionicle with my monkey money. I remember there being an auction where you had to buy a slip of paper with your name on it, and at the end of the day, the one name that was drawn would win it. I bought enough to put my name in 400 times, and I won, believe it or not. A monkey head for a Bionicle was absolutely worth it. But alas, this life wasn't always so easy. I displayed the monkeys around my desk because they were really funny, and I liked looking at them while I worked. Sadly, this humorous monkey desk setup wouldn't last, as thieves, aka Woodenkin in my class, constantly tried stealing my Foohy. I had to be on my guard constantly, doing whatever it took to defend them. And sure, I had the board game money to hire guards stationed around the desk to defend them 24/7, but as much as I loved having monkeys all over my workstation, it just wasn't worth the constant danger. The monkeys had to be stored in a triple-locked briefcase that I would have to take home with me at the end of each day. And this would go on throughout the whole year. After the break, we'll talk about what happened in middle school with my remaining monkeys, and find out whatever happened to the Foohy brand. We'll be right back after these messages. I'm gonna go check up on my monkeys. Hey guys, so I've been watching Community, and Foohy reference? Going into middle school, I still had a couple of monkeys left, and during my first week, another kid from my old school said to me, "Hey Tad, do you still have those monkeys?" This kid wasn't even in my class the previous year, and that was when it hit me how far the influence of these erasers went. People who I had never spoken to knew me as the guy with the awesome monkeys. He offered me a copy of Sonic Advance 2 for the Game Boy Advance in exchange for a single monkey. It was a tempting offer, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. These monkeys were over a year old now, and had gotten a bit stale. You know, when an eraser gets really hard and it just kind of scrapes and smears, and it's awful. Sure, they still looked cool, but they weren't remotely usable as erasers anymore. I had to turn them down. I couldn't trade a worthless eraser to somebody, no matter how cool it looked. I decided it was time for my reign as the monkey eraser man to come to an end. And while I would never again find Foohy erasers in Staples, I did find my own copy of Sonic Advance 2, so there we go. There's weirdly very little info on Foohy products online. I wasn't sure if these were real things or some weird fake memory that I had. In the one commercial that's been posted online, you can see some of their other products. They made scented markers and glow-in-the-dark erasers, and you can pretty easily find a lot of this stuff on eBay now. There's a website with Flash games, but there's no record of any of that existing. I know for a fact that one of the Flash games on it was called Extreme Sports. In this notebook, I used to write down all of the Flash games I played. I have no idea why I did this, but hey, it comes in handy. I have the names of a lot of lost online content archived in here. Thank you, Tad from 2008, for having weird, bizarre obsessions. Good job. Update. While editing this, I actually found an archive of the Foohy website from back in the day. The whole website is in Flash, which doesn't work in web browsers anymore, so I had to get some weird workarounds to get this. But here it is, and nothing loads on it. Pretty much everything on here is lost now. But we do have some names of stuff, including Extreme Sports, so I just am here to say that 2008 Tad was right. 5th grade was one of my favorite years in all of school, and while a small part of the year overall, the chaos caused by these monkeys definitely contributed. These guys gave me a lot of good memories. You guys are not gonna believe this? Foohy is in this episode twice.